What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to season 3, episode 40. Ugh. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to season 3, episode 51 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. This week, we're moving through the summer. Lots of things happen in the NFL, not too far away. MLB season, fast approaching, wild card on the mix. Episode 150 for us, but we're here with Huff and Ace here this week. So, Huff, why don't you get us started? Introduce yourself, see what's going on. Go ahead, Huff.
Is that factual that this is 150? I'm pulling
This
up
is
our Apple
150.
page. Oh yeah, damn! It says see all
No,
149.
Jesse's
Damn, that's
lying to
crazy.
you today. He's like,
That's
I'm just
crazy.
gonna throw a number at Huff.
I forget who it was. I think it was either me and Ace or me and
It was
Mac.
last week you guys said it.
Yeah, we said something about it last week. I was like, I feel like it's sneaking up on us, or it came and went, and we didn't notice it. But
Yeah.
This is a milestone. You get an Xbox achievement every time you hit like those 50s and the hundreds. If you played World of Cello, I think I played for the first time the other day. I scored like my 2,500th goal or something stupid like that, and my guy was skating around without his gloves. He's like, yeah. That's what we got to start
Jeez.
doing.
But, I mean, that's definitely a big accomplishment. Didn't really know that. That kind of caught me off guard. But in the world of sports, my Pirates on the verge of a 10-game
Brutal.
streak, turning into the laughing stock of baseball, backsliding down to the bottom of their division. But things have been tough in the world of baseball. Steelers are back. Obviously, I just can't wait for football season. It's so close. We got our first taste of preseason football last week. Other than that, I mean, NFL's right around the corner. College football, Penn State, West Virginia, the first kind of big game that day, August 31st, coming up 2 weeks or a week from Saturday. Kind of my months are all over the place. So 2 weeks from Saturday. Can't wait for that. But a lot going on. Good time to be a sports fan. But Ace, I'll kind of turn things off over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Huff. I mean, back again after missed last week. We had some scheduling issues shifting around, but back here, ready to roll. You know, summer kind of quieting down, hitting those end of summer. We got training camp in full motion, and I feel like that's why your Pirates kind of took a downfall there. Everybody's focused on football, including the team. Nobody's even showing up to the games probably anymore because training camp's in season. You guys got your eyes set on another playoff berth. So football season out there in Pittsburgh, but here in Boston, my team's keeping pace. You know, they're right there in that wild card hunt. Jaron Duran, he's sitting watching like I am after he had some profanity the other day, but he's back in the lineup today. So those are the first games he missed all year. Crazy way to miss it too. Can't be doing that though, Jaron. Come on, you knew that. But still the MVP All-Star game, so he's ready to get going tonight against Texas. Other than that, seen some good stuff. Like you said, we had the preseason underway. Got to see a lot of the rucks go on for the Patriots. Everybody's overhyping Joe Milton and saying they should cut Drake May and he's a bust. Now, kind of crazy to see, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm ready to get talking on some all across the sports today.
Heck yeah, boys. Lots to look forward to here. A couple notable dates here to get us started here. NFL regular season begins in just 22 days. Quickly approaching here. 48 days till the MLB postseason begins. 10 days until college football ramps back up here. A reminder, Huff and I will be in West Virginia for Penn State, West Virginia. I swear my mic keeps screwing up this week.
That's a crazy game. You guys are going to that one. Jesse's, you going to be rocking Penn State stuff and ready to get chirped hard, or are you going to be kind of flying under the radar?
Ace, there's going to be so many Penn State people in Morgantown that weekend.
Yeah, I believe it. But that's going to be crazy. That tailgate will probably be insane, and it's a good way to kick off the year for him.
Pumped for it. We were not able to make it happen last year, but thrilled we're able to make it.
It's good that West Virginia is valid this year too, so they can actually give you a good game here.
It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a really good game.
If it was last year, maybe a couple years ago, it would be a trouncing, but kind of the stars aligned for this one.
Last year, West Virginia hung with them in Penn State, so I'm excited.
Yeah, especially now, another year under their belt. It'll be a good
Penn State, the college football rankings came out. West Virginia not ranked, but Penn State preseason, what were they, 8th or 7th? I think they're up there. There's like 9 Big Ten teams in the top 25.
Alrighty, let's jump into this week. Let's start off here with the NFL. Continuing our positional rankings, last official position before we get into our top 5 teams here next week. Let's look at the top 5 kickers. What you guys think the top 5 kickers are here in the game today, rather, is a good way to put it. Who wants to get us rolling on that one?
Yeah, let me jump in first here.
You could name any other 4 people, and I'd say it's an okay
I don't think so, though. I don't think so. There's some that are a lot better than the rest, and I can kind of get into my list and tell you why. But number one, yeah, we can go 1 to 5 here just because it's so consensus. The GOAT, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame when he hangs him up. It's Justin Tucker. He's just electric, and he's been so good for so long. Mr. Automatic. He's got the Super Bowl ring. He's just a cool guy on and off the field too. So you can't hate Justin Tucker. The only guy that I think's better than him kicking in history is Vinatieri with those clutch 3 Super Bowl game-winning kicks. But Tucker's numbers outside of that realm really go past everybody else. So I got him in the 1 spot. At 2, I still have Harrison Butker. I know that he's had some off-color remarks lately that people aren't too fond of. But on the field, he's pretty dynamic, and he has those Super Bowl rings to prove it. He hits clutch kicks left and right. He's got that big foot. I think he had a little bit of a down year from his standards, but it's going to pick back up. And he's one of the more premier kickers in the league, always putting up points, PATs, field goals, whatever Mahomes needs, he does it. At number 3, I got Mackey's boy, the young, and Brandon Aubrey. He led the league in 50-plus yard field goals last year. I think he had double digits in the 50-plus yard kicks, which is crazy to see from a rook. And he was out there a good bit. They score a lot of points, so he's got to be automatic. Tough place to do it, too. It's nice in the dome. I'm saying the atmosphere of being a Dallas Cowboy, a lot of pressure there, a lot of primetime games. So he lived up to the standard. I got Jason Sanders at number 4 just because of that big leg down in Miami. He's been doing it for years. He's consistent, and you can hit him from anywhere. And then I got Young Hoku in the 5 spot. I mean, he's just those onside kicks he's able to portray, and then he's got the talent to be up there with his leg on the point scoring, too. But, Huff, let me hear your list because I'm eager to see the differences we have.
I have a little bit, yeah, I definitely have a little bit different of a list. I did forget about Aubrey on the Cowboys, so he's not going to be in this top 5. I do think he deserves to be in there after that year last year. But the list that I made this was like totally off the top of my head. Justin Tucker 1. I went Jake Elliott 2. Is that crazy?
No, I think Jake Elliott's definitely up there. I mean, he has the Super Bowl ring too, right, with those Eagles,
Yeah.
and he's been doing it for so long. He's just
I
one of the
get,
top.
yeah. Most of my guys are like more well known kickers that have been doing it for a while. I went
He had a
3
great season last
Sanders.
year. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have Sanders in mine. I had him at
I
4.
went Sanders at 3, Bucker at 4, and then my guy Boz at 5.
Really, you putting him up there with that contract? I feel like that's a little home cooking. I put McPherson over him. I don't even think he's the best kicker in his division, but
I
he's
don't.
definitely solid.
He's definitely not the best kicker in the division because you got Tucker.
Yeah, that too. Duh, I don't even.
But yeah,
But
I don't know.
McPherson,
I think the experience. Like if there's a big kick come a wild card game, Steelers need to hit a big kick. I trust him more than I trust some of these young kickers.
yeah, that's valid, and I agree with that point. They still have to add to their resume and get that experience in the clutch moments. But Brandon Aubrey putting up 10 plus from 50 plus, that's kind of crazy in my opinion. Eyebrow raising, but he's got to do it again, like you said. Boswell been doing it for a while. I remember when he got that big contract though. Remember he sucked right away, and people wanted to cut him, but you guys
Mhm.
stuck by him, and that was the right decision. Tomlin knows his guys better than anybody.
Yeah, he's good. I like him too. He's like a cool dude. He's not like most kickers. Where
Not
they're
an
like
easy place to
easy
kick
to
too,
do.
because you guys have
Yeah,
that weather
South
up
end
there in
zone.
Pittsburgh. There's no dome. A lot of the guys we named are dome kickers. Another guy I'd like to give a shout out to who's been doing it forever is out there in Arizona, Matt Prater. I think he's gonna have a big year this year. I think Kyler and Marvin Harrison are as well, but I think he's gonna continue to be successful out there in
One that neither
Arizona.
of us said that kind of fell off a little bit last year. Had some misses was Moody.
Yeah, me too. But he didn't have to do too much. He had those PATs. I think he led the league in PATs, and he only missed one of them. Had 60 plus on the year, but I mean, like you said, Brandon Aubrey only gets in there because of the 50 plus success. But other than that, Moody, I got to see it again. And, you don't think of the kicker when it comes to the 49ers offense because they usually punch the ball in.
I truly looking at my list again. I'd probably redo it to Elliott 3, Sanders the 2. I like Bucker at 4. I'd probably do and then the 5. I'm throwing Boswell there. You really could say so many names.
Yeah, you really could. And I think
Fairbairn, like he's good in Houston.
McPherson's gonna make that jump back up. He had a down year last year, but with Barrow back in the mix too, he's gonna get back in there.
Yeah.
McManus, it's another one I think of. I think he kicks out in Denver, so that air helps him. But
Wasn't he down in Jacksonville? Didn't he retire? He might have
I
retired.
don't know. There's a lot of they bounce around so much too. That's another thing. We did pick guys that have been with those teams for a while, which is nice to see. Tyler Bass up there in Buffalo. Now that they lost some offensive pieces, maybe you'll see more. Another tough place to kick like Pittsburgh with that open stadium.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a good list. I mean, like I said, I expected these ones to be very different from each other based on it's kind of one consensus, and then the rest are you could throw
Yeah, it's
basically anywhere.
pretty fun one to look into.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff there, boys. Let's jump forward here. AFC West is what we're looking at here this week. Here are the odds here for the winner of the AFC West coming into this year here. Chiefs leading the board here, minus 250. Chargers at plus 350. Raiders at plus 900. Broncos at plus 1800. What do you guys see here at the AFC West this year? Chiefs always a powerhouse. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think here for,
Chiefs,
again, the AFC West.
Chiefs. I mean, I want to dive into this a bit more, but Huff, they're not losing this division, right?
No, I would say there's no way. This is one that we don't really have to look into too much. This past week we did see some exciting preseason football out of Bo Nick, some possibly future promise out there in Denver. Build around him. I think he could be a nice young piece for them. We were
But do
talking
you
about it.
think he's going to start right away?
I think that's immediately what they're moving.
Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham going against him? I think Wilson has a chance to win that job.
I the way that they're talking about Bo Nix, I think he's the week one starter.
Yeah, and they drafted him. I feel like they might have reached on him, but he's got that athleticism. I like how he can run the ball too. That dual threat. You already saw how much they used it a ton in the preseason game. He's going to be scampering in, and I think they maybe want to build around Knicks, but I don't know. Wilson looked pretty good in his Broncos debut as well.
Yeah, Stidham was the only one that threw an interception. So
Yeah, he's a career backup. He's just a good backup. I think he's pretty mainstay. He doesn't expect to start, but if you threw him into the fire, he hasn't looked too bad when he has.
I saw a video of someone of Jared Stidham at the doing like a press conference, and they were like, "So, like, what kind of rookie duties does Bo Nix have to do?" And Jared Stidham was like, "Yeah, he has to carry our pads. He has to make sure we have donuts on Saturdays." And someone quote tweeted him was like, "Imagine you're an NFL rookie, first round pick being hazed, and your veteran is Jarrett Stidham."
Yeah, Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, the guy who sees ghosts, bossing you around. I mean, he's probably older than them too. Bo Nix, like, didn't he lead NCAA in like career games or something like that? He's not a young guy coming into the mix
No,
either.
no, because Stidham in the same video was talking about. He was like, "Yeah, I used to have to do it for Tom," and he's like, "Now he's gonna do it for me," or like he was like kind of trying to be an asshole, but like
Yeah,
not really.
joking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, yeah, don't even ever put yourself and Tom Brady in the same sentence, other than the fact that you carried his pads.
Yeah, so you say Knicks. I think it should be Knicks. I think Knicks would be. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Zach Wilson though. We both agree it's not Stidham.
I think if it's anyone but Knicks, they have the shortest leash in the world because they
Yeah,
just get
I
to
I agree. And Knicks is going to be fun to watch. One prop we're going to love betting, I think, in those games if they can get the ball in the end zone will be Bo Nix anytime touchdown. I feel like he's going to run in a lot this year. I think could see if he starts more than half their games. If he starts double-digit games, I could see him having six or seven touchdowns himself on the ground.
I could see that. I definitely could see that.
And the rest of that team, not too much to highlight on. We've talked about the defense they've lost, and we know they have Surtain on the outside, and we know that they've got Cortland Sutton. I think Tim Patrick's back in the mix, but
Yeah.
that team's kind of a dumpster fire. I don't think Sean Payton's got anything going up there. The Raiders, anything you want to talk about their weird QB room that Antonio Pierce has put together with Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. I mean, good guys to throw to, but nobody to throw it to them. I mean, Minshew's not bad.
No, I don't think this Raiders team's really playing for this year. I think that they kind of have something written with Antonio Pierce as the naming him head coach that they're not really
Scapegoat.
expecting much this year. There's going to be a lot of free agent quarterbacks, a good quarterback class next year. I think this is more just a gap year for this Raiders team trying to get to next offseason. And you never know if there's no deal with Dak in Dallas. Could we see Dak go to Vegas? There's rumors that like if he does leave Dallas, Vegas, New York Giants, all those teams will be ready to pay him $60 million, and I think those are obviously two pretty enticing situations. I know a lot of people historically don't think the Giants have been good these past couple of years. I think they're building a hell of a roster up there with their defense. And their offensive line has been very good. I think that that'd be a good spot for a quarterback to step in.
Yeah,
I
and
think
those are two big
great.
markets too. People want to play in New York. People want to play in Vegas. You got star potential around them, drafted high players. These Raiders, though, I'm excited to see Zamir White play. I mean, he's got the opportunity with Jacobs out the door. I think he might be able to turn into something. They spent money on Christian Wilkins to help out with Max Crosby. It's another interesting piece to look at. I think they'll be feisty, but they're not going to be looking on the playoffs. They'll be on the fringe, maybe in the mix. And then when there's a few weeks left in the season, they'll fall out of it. But the one that I think is going to be pretty exciting to see is Jim Harbaugh. I know he offered that contract to Colin Kaepernick to come coach, but I'm more excited about the actual football. New coach for Justin Herbert, who you and I both have a ton of faith in, and I think Harbaugh does too. They let a lot of pieces go. No more Mike Williams. No more Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnson getting passed on the depth chart.
McConkey looks unreal in camp. Have you seen some of the videos of him?
Yeah, and I'm excited to see him jump onto the scene. His story just keeps growing and growing because he wasn't too hyped up leading up to the draft. But he had a great college career, and I think he can really put it together. He catches the ball, and Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. He's going to find you.
Yeah, I agree.
And then on running the ball. They lost Austin Eckler, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes there. I wouldn't be surprised to see them have Justin Herbert run a little bit less this year to kind of keep him healthier. That defense, a lot of young pieces there. I know they still have Khalil Mack, right?
I think
Yeah.
the Chargers. I just think the Chargers situation is again kind of similar to the Raiders. New head coach.
But can
Uh,
Harbaugh get them to
for-
the playoffs? I think they could.
not this year.
They have 4 gimme wins though in their division.
I know. I just don't. I don't think that team's good enough. If you were to name teams in the AFC, like I just don't think this year. Like I'm taking the Jets over the
Yeah,
Chargers this
the
year.
AFC East and the AFC North are your only competitors for wild card thing. The only thing you're going to hope on if you're the Chargers, they're going to beat up on each other. You're going to take care of business. I
Like
think
I
they're
think Jacksonville could be a sneaky wild
Yeah,
card.
I think the AFC South too, but I think the Chargers, if they were in the same situation as these AFC South teams, they'd be right there in the mix. I think Justin Herbert is that good. I really think he's a coach away, but we'll see it now. Mackey loves to say, "Oh, it's really Justin Herbert. We blamed it on the coach. The coach is gone. You got Harbaugh now, bona fide coach. You have to put together right now." So we'll see. And that defense has to stay healthy. You need some of those guys on the
And
field. What about the O line too? Last year they had
he's
that.
already hurt to start this year, so it's like they already have an excuse for him to start the year.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but they do have great games with Mahomes too. Remember all those Chargers games in the prime time? They usually cover the spread, but don't end up winning. It's like a single digit victory by a couple points, not even a touchdown. But it'll be interesting to watch. I think they're the only team that can maybe keep pace somewhat with the Chiefs this year is the Chargers. Harbaugh's I
Yeah,
put my faith in.
definitely in that division. Yeah.
Alrighty, boys. Good stuff. AFC West going to be a interesting division here coming up this season here. Again, NFL season just 22 days away. So we're very excited to get ready for that and gear up for that here. Got another note on here. Quick discussion. Saw some rumors around CeeDee Lamb potentially being dealt to Green Bay. Do you think he gets moved at all? Also, did you guys see Browns just gave the bag up to coming?
JOK.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, they paid him
That was
like
interesting.
36 million or something like that.
3 years, it was 39. Yeah, 3 years, 39 million. I
Yeah,
like him.
I think it was like 25 guaranteed. He was just outside of our top 5 linebackers in our middle linebacker ranking. I think that was one guy we all agreed could make the jump into the top 5 at the end of this season coming into next year. We'll have to see. He's on a loaded defense. The Browns had all that money to play with, and that's a good one to extend. We kind of knew he was going to be this great coming out of college.
Yeah, I the other one that you said about CeeDee Lamb getting traded, I think they will get a deal done with
Me
him.
too.
I don't know if you can let a receiver like that walk, especially to a team that just beat you in the playoffs in your house. I think all this talk with Jerry Jones, CeeDee Lamb, I think this is all just typical NFL
Smoke.
offseason talk, and
Yeah,
yeah, they'll get the deal done. He'll be a Cowboy come week 1.
I think so too. And you think they're going to pay him over Dak Prescott next year, so he'll have a new quarterback thrown to him in the future.
I think they pay CD. Dak goes on a prove it year and then leaves. I truly think Dak's gonna be a Giant. Like I'm so sold
You
on
just
that.
want that to happen so bad. You're gonna try and talk it into existence. It makes sense too. And the
I
NFC
think that would
East
be a nice team.
NFC East out of all divisions does that crazy like stab you in the back type stuff.
And they were just like, fuck it, we'll stay in the division.
Yeah. And it would just make for great press. He'd be all over the media. I mean, I could see it. I don't know if it's definitely gonna happen, but that'd be a great storyline. I don't think CD's getting dealt either, but it's just funny to watch the saga. I love when Jerry Jones is in on it too. I think he's hilarious.
I also just don't want him to go to Oakland. We don't need any more or Vegas. We don't need any more.
Don't go wash your career away there.
But we also don't need any more top 15 quarterbacks in the AFC.
Oh,
Like,
you're saying Dak. I thought you meant Lamb. I was like, we already got Devontae there. Like, don't waste
yeah.
yourself there.
Oh no, yeah, no. I meant that. But yeah, I think CD's staying there. I think he'll be there for a couple more years. He'll get the big money that he wants.
Awesome stuff, boys. That's about all we have for the NFL here this week. But in the NHL, Austin Matthews has officially replaced John Tavares as the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tavares announced in an interview today. What are your guys' thoughts on this move here for Toronto, making that internal switch?
Is there any reason behind this? Like I
No,
saw
it's a joint decision between Tavares and the leadership. They kind of want to they want Matthews to be a Leaf for life, right? And he's already taken over the league by storm. He's the face of the team, face of the league. Tavares kind of aging out a bit. I mean, it's a great move in my opinion. You agree?
I definitely like the move. I just think it's a random thing to do. Like
Well,
Tavares.
also they didn't win under the Tavares leadership. All they did was blow series leads.
Yeah, true. I guess it's like a turning the page kind of thing, even though he's still on the team. But like, I don't know. I feel like
Think about the group they have too, though. Matthews is
It's
looked
always
upon.
weird when they rename a captain like that.
Yeah, but I think this one makes sense out of all of them. Tavares was from there. He already had his time. He wants to see the team have success, and they think this is the best move. And I do too, because when the chips are down, the team looks at Matthews to get it going. He's putting up all the goals, putting up all the stats, focal point, power play one, most minutes. And he's going to grow into that leadership role. And think about the group that he has around him. They definitely are much more in tune with him than they are Tavares nowadays.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's a no-brainer, though. I mean, he fits so well, and he's going to be there for a while. They just locked him up with the rest of the young guys that they overpay up front. But Matthews, they're giving him this treat for sticking in Toronto, and he's going to be a Leaf for life, I think. And they got to try and change their tide somehow. Maybe Matthews, El Papi, it's his season up there in Toronto. So number 34. Hate to see it as an American hockey player. I can't wait for the Olympics or this World Cup, whatever it is, World Cup challenge coming up this year. I can finally cheer for him. Those guys on the Leafs and the Habs, but yeah, well deserved. And honestly, we all knew it was coming. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but great move by the team and leadership successfully transferring it over.
Yeah, I didn't know if this was something that they've been talking about in the past couple of weeks or not, but this was totally caught me off guard.
Yeah, me too. But it as you read everything into it and you see everybody's on board, you're like, yeah, this makes sense. I like this move.
I think
Yeah,
it's an interesting one for
I
sure.
think
I don't
it's
think it.
definitely a good idea. It's just I thought it was just random.
But you're the Leafs. You can't just keep losing and do nothing. You might as well. They fired the coach. New coach too. That's something to think about, Like
True.
new coach, new leader.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff there out of the NHL. Pretty. I don't know. I felt that was an expected move at some point.
Yeah,
Whether you do it.
eventually.
Yeah, I feel like when you look at the Leafs, you think of Austin Matthews. You don't think of John Tavares
Yeah.
as the leader, if you will. But that's all we got here for the NHL. Let's move forward to the MLB here. Our power rankings for this week. Coming in at number 5, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Number 4, the Cleveland Guardians. Number 3, the Baltimore Orioles. Number 2, the New York Yankees. And number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers there as the NL leader and the league leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tied with Go ahead.
Yeah, and one thing that's crazy is you see two teams from the AL West in their top 5 rankings. Like, there's a lot of teams leading the divisions. You're like, oh, why wouldn't they be up there? Well, the Dodgers are consensus one. They just got Mookie Betts back too, so they're even more deadly. They just got Clayton Kershaw back, who's looking good. They're getting Walker Buehler back, Max Muncy next week. Then you have the Arizona Diamondbacks, one of the hottest teams in the league. They're winning again today. They've been on fire. Their pitching stats getting healthy. They brought in good deadline acquisitions, and they're hitting the crap out of the baseball, putting up crooked numbers, double digits every night. And what's crazy is there should probably be a third AL West team in our power rankings, but it's tough to put them in there when they might not even make the playoffs. But the Padres are well on their way to another victory here. I think they've won
They're both 9-1 in their last 10. Padres are about to be on a
19-2 in their last 21 after this.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And this team is coming together well. They have the star power. Bogarts is back in the lineup. Cronenworth, Machado, Arias is finding his groove. They have Dylan Cease with Michael King.
Musgrove back.
Musgrove's back. That knuckleball and Matt Waldron has jumped into the scene. We could see them even push the Dodgers for the division. Do I think it happens? No, but I think that these Diamondbacks and these Padres are playing great baseball. They have the talent to mix it up with those teams in the NFL play in the NL playoffs. I think they're going to get those wild card spots. It's that third one that's really going to be interesting to follow.
I think how the standings are right now for the AL West. I think Dodgers win the division. I think Diamondbacks are wild card 1, Padres are 2, and then I think it'll be Mets or Braves for that final spot.
Yeah, Jesse has our wild card rankings posted right here. Those D-backs. Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be the D-backs, Padres. You have the Mets. I have the Braves. It could go either way. But that's going to be an interesting to follow. I think the Braves have that success, and New York Mets are just the team of letdown. You know what else? I don't like those Mets top end rotation. I don't think if they had to get into a 1-game playoff to get into that last spot, I don't think they could make any noise. I think Chris Sale really could. And then they added Soler. I think they had better deadline acquisitions than the Mets. Then on the other side in the AL, I think you're either going to get the Yankees or the Orioles, whoever doesn't win that division, right? I think the Twins are definitely going to be up there, even though they're not that far up, but they've been playing great baseball. They just missed out on our top 5 as well. I know they just lost Joe Ryan for a while. We don't know how long, but their bats have came to life, and they just called up top prospect Zebby Matthews last night. And then the Kansas City Royals are fighting it out with my Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners. I could see any of those 3 making it. I thought it was going to be the Royals for the longest time, but Seth Lugo's starting to fade. Cole Ragans looks like their only true stud down the stretch. I would like to say my Red Sox get in because out of all these teams successfully, historically, they usually do get the job done. And good coach Alex Cora has a World Series too. But the Mariners have the best pitching staff there. Who do you think is that third seed? Because I think we can agree that the Orioles and Twins will be in there.
I think I have the Yankees winning that division, so I think the Orioles will be wild card one in the American League. Minnesota has absolutely turned it on of late, the past couple months. I mean, that's the other crazy part about the American League right now is everyone loves to shit talk the American League Central, and they could have 3 playoff.
Yeah, I know, and that's crazy. Maybe it's because they get the free wins against the White Sox every time they're like giving
Yeah.
them free ones. But no, they're good rosters. That Twins team's coming together. I like their lineup. They have a lot of pop to it, and that pitching staff that they built just keeps coming along. They have young guys like Festa and Varland and Zebby Matthews to go along with guys like Chris Paddock, who's on the way back. You know they have Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan, so that's a fun team to follow. But I think my Red Sox can really eke it out and grab that third spot. I think they're the best team out of the group from top to bottom. But all three of those teams. I think the Royals, the Red Sox, the Mariners are much better than the third team that's going to get in the NL. I don't know if you agree with that. The Braves and the Met. I
What'd
think
you say?
I think the Royals, the Red Sox, and the Mariners, those three that are looking to get into that third spot in the AL, are much better than most of these NL West teams looking to get into that third spot.
I don't know, dude. I think I truly, I've totally changed my opinion on Arizona. I
No, no,
didn't
no.
think
I'm saying outside of Arizona and San Diego, like the two that are fighting for that
Oh,
last one. I think that's going to be a weak third seed in the NL.
yeah. No. I know what you mean. Whether it's Mets or Braves, you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think and the Cardinals are kind of far out of it now, right?
I don't think. Yeah, Cardinals and Pirates took themselves out of it.
Yeah, and then so I think the Royals, Red Sox, Mariners, if any of those teams get in, I think they could actually make some noise. That's what I'm saying. Especially if they draw like a Cleveland Guardians,
Who?
Red Sox, Royals, or the
Yeah.
Mariners.
That's who. That's who you'd want. That's who I'd want to play in the
You
first
could
round
play
if
the
I was in the
Yankees
American
too,
League.
because
Just
historical
like if
chokers.
you're,
Imagine you get Boston, New York, round one. That would be crazy.
just like if you're in the National League, I'd want to play Milwaukee in the first round. Not because that's who I want to play and like I want to play the Brewers. It's just I don't want to play the Dodgers and I certainly don't want to play the Phillies in the first round.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I think any of these wild card teams from both sides could make noise if they get in. Diamondbacks and Padres playing their hottest baseball of all time. The Braves, we know how good they can be, especially that historical run they've been on the last few
So
years.
MLB playoffs? It's what the top two, the 3 teams that win the division. Out of those 3, the top 2 teams get a bye to the NLDS.
Mm-hmm.
Then the lowest team that won their division is in the wild card round. Like they have to win a wild card series, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So
And
like
then
the Brewers would be in the wild card round, and then the Guardians.
yeah, so that's what it would be. But the AL is so tight. No, it'd be the Astros. They would
Yeah,
they
the Astros are
yeah.
last place in
That's what I was gonna
the
say. The
third place in the
Guardians are
AL.
right. You think that because of the Orioles and the Yankees, you think it's Orioles, Yankees, Guardians, but one of them's a wild card.
Yeah.
But no, so the Astros would be tough. I mean, we know how good they are too. I feel like in the NL, you definitely want to see
I
the
think those are
Brewers,
2 teams that are. The Astros are on fire lately too. I just think those are 2 teams that are. They're on a 7-game winning streak. I think Diamondbacks. I think Astros. Mackie,
Padres.
I know said Brewers a few weeks ago. I think I've kind of turned the tide on this Diamondbacks team. I think they have what it takes to make another run.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I
Padres,
I think I
Diamondbacks.
don't know what you think about. I know I said my World Series prediction. I'll stand by Phillies Yankees, but I truly think we could get Yankees Astros and Phillies Diamondbacks.
I had Red Sox and Phillies when we were at the halfway point. Oh no, I had Red Sox and Dodgers. I believe I had Red Sox and Dodgers. But I think coming down the stretch, I still think the Dodgers are going to be there, and I think they're going to win the World
I think
Series.
Arizona's going to beat if it started today. I think Arizona would win their wild card round, and then I truly think I'd take them to beat the Dodgers.
I
If it
don't know.
started today, the
The
way they're
Dodgers are
playing
getting
lately,
healthier though, and Betts is back in the lineup. Muncy's coming back
they
too.
did it last year.
No, I know. But like, if that team's too stacked, but
I
yeah,
might, dude. I truly might take like San Diego
a
to beat.
Diamondback's future. What do you think about the Orioles? A lot of people high on them.
I don't know. I'm bigger on the
You think they're
Yankees.
still young?
I'd take the Yankees
You are
over the
the
Orioles.
only one that believes the Yankees in the playoffs. Even Yankees fans don't believe that.
Dude, I just think
Especially
that
if they have
lineup's
to go through.
crazy.
Imagine they had to go through the Red Sox, then the Astros.
I mean, it's either in most of the routes that they're gonna have to do is gonna be a gauntlet, and they just lost. They could have just lost Chisholm for the year.
No, yeah, that's important. No, but I'm saying just like the storybook, if they had to play either the Red Sox, the Astros at any
Yeah,
point, they're out. They're
yeah.
out. But no, it'll be
I know what you
interesting
mean.
to watch. I love this race. We're gonna keep following it. I know we'll talk about it in the live stream a bit more too. It's there's only few games left. What are we at? 120. So you got like 40 games left, 42 games left. So yeah, that'll be interesting to watch.
So let me see here real quick. I want me to pull this wild card back up. So you think is there any chance the Mariners make a push for a wild card?
Yes, with that pitching staff. I think all 3 in the AL could get in, and I think they could make noise too because they all have pieces.
Is that the cutoff? I don't think the Rays are in it at all.
No, not even a little bit, and they
6
don't
games back.
the Rays know they're not in it too by selling Randy Arozarena.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in the American League it's going to be Baltimore, Minnesota, and I do think your Red Sox get in. I'm not big on Kansas City.
No, me neither. I think they fall off towards the end, um, and the Mariners can't hit, so
I think I was just looking at that. They have a cakewalk next 2 or 3 series. No, 2 series. Then they face Philly, then Cleveland, then in Houston for 4 games. Cleveland, Minnesota, in New York for the Yankees, in Pittsburgh. That's a cakewalk. Home against Detroit, home against the Giants. They have an easy end of the season, but their next couple, they have a gauntlet to end August and start September.
yeah,
3 straight series, they have all playoff teams.
yeah, they can. The Red Sox are a weird team though. They can lose to anybody or beat anybody, so the schedule doesn't matter to me. It's what Red Sox team shows up and what part of that young pitching staff shows
Yeah,
up.
you guys have a big series this weekend, starting tomorrow. 4 games in Baltimore.
Got to finish off the sweep here first, though.
Yeah. Who pitches tonight?
Tanner Houck,
Dunning versus Houck.
love that for the Red Sox.
Yeah. Dunning 4-7 versus 8-8.
He hasn't started. He hasn't started in weeks.
Yeah, Hawk doesn't have a good record. 8-8.
The Red Sox. That's the Red Sox. They're up and down.
Yeah. He just gets a lot. He doesn't get a lot of no decisions. Their games are usually determined in the first couple innings too.
Yeah.
Like they either pop off and score 3
And
runs.
he's been
in the first
pitching bad
inning or
lately.
2
That's why
up
we
two.
stayed away from him on the card. You saw me put him on my individual card. I had 3 plays, but that didn't make it. That's just because of Houck's recent struggles. But I think he's able to get back into the mix, and it's good value tonight. So hopefully it cashes by the time y'all listen. But
Yeah, I like that plus 145. That is good value. Because if they win, I feel like they'll win by 2. But
they're gonna light
yeah,
up Dunning.
that's a big series coming up. And then you go to Houston,
Yeah,
and
so-
then Arizona, and then yeah, you guys have a gauntlet as well. But like, I totally agree with what you said. It just depends on what team shows up. Your next 3 series are fucking. There's a lock. We'll see what we think about the Red Sox come next week.
For sure.
By next Wednesday, they'll be done a series in Houston and in Baltimore. We'll see how that comes.
They'll handle them. It'll be good games. I know that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The wild card is definitely heating up here. Just 48 days until the MLB postseason starts. Like I said, just right around 40 games there here for a lot of these teams to play. So we are definitely coming down to it here in the MLB. We got one more point here. Top prospect Junior Camarino has made his debut on Tuesday night, and the MLB posted their updated top 100 prospects yesterday, as it now features the class of 2024. So expect many of those names on the list to make their debut as rosters begin to expand soon, and teams out of the race will look to develop. Any thoughts on this?
I'm excited to see Caminero kind of jump into the mix. He batted 5th last night. All he had was a single, but it's good. It might take him a little bit to adjust, but he was the number 2 prospect behind Jackson Holiday, and he hits bombs. He's supposed to be everything and then some. So excited to see the Rays. He's like supposed to be the next big bat on the Rays. He's been anticipated this debut. People have been waiting for a while. I feel like it's overdue almost. But yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah,
He's playing tonight.
He played last night. Yeah, he's playing again tonight. He's just a power bat. He's gonna be like one of those next big. Like he could be like a Vladdy Jr. But he gets multiple.
Is he like a big guy like Vlad?
Yeah, he hits bombs. I don't know if he's that big, but he plays third base, but he plays the middle infield a bit too. I just know my buddies. We play in some dynasty baseball leagues. He's been hot topic all season long. He finally made his debut. I had that guy Zebby Matthews. He was a top pitching prospect for the Twins, make his debut yesterday. But a lot of the teams that are out, we're going to start seeing those young guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a free for your Pirates as well. I'd like to see some of those pitchers jump up, but it'll be fun to watch. I like seeing the young guys come in, and all those new guys that just got drafted are lighting it up down in the minors right now. So it'll be interesting to follow.
They keep talking about bringing up Chandler. I could see them shut down Skeens and bring up Chandler and just let him end the season up here.
Yeah, they might not even do any of that. I saw they picked up, was it Domingo Germán's contract too? They might just they might just ride out some of these old guys and let the young guys develop and rest down in.
We've had him like all year. He's been like in AA or single A.
Yeah, that leads me to think they're just gonna limit the
young guys here. Just
make sure they're good for next year.
I agree.
Lots of good stuff, boys. MLB, like I said, ramping up 48 days till the postseason. We'll definitely continue covering that, especially into the beginning of this NFL season. And as the NHL and the NBA start. With that, let's jump over to the NBA here. Really some Olympic stuff, but Team USA men's and women's basketball collect the gold medals over France. And who did the women's play?
Also France.
Oh, they did play France.
Mhm.
My bad. Any thoughts on LeBron, Curry, KD, the rest of the Golden Americans? Lots of good stuff. It was electric watching that gold medal game for the men's that I saw. I saw a little bit of the women's one. Steph Curry was just on fire.
A lot of
Fun
cool
to watch.
content that came out of it too. I mean, even afterwards when they were just celebrating, like Ant hanging out with KD or Booker drunk riding the bike down the street. But no, that was
They're all
insane.
stoned in the airport the next day.
Yeah, an insane performance by Steph Curry. I mean, is that the best shot of his career? One of them, I
It's
think.
definitely up there. I would
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
it's up there.
And he just took over
The-
in both games to clinch, but the Avengers really coming together. LeBron, Curry, KD, the Akron boys. I mean, just a cool story.
LeBron triple double in the gold medal game. I mean, me and you were the ones that kind of said we expected every game to be kind of a blowout.
Yeah.
We had our slip up in the semifinals. I didn't think they would have an issue with France. I was glad to see, Wembanyama and them have a good game. I did not want to see France win that. I just kind of wanted to see
Yeah,
it be
you just wanna see
respectful, which is
basketball.
exactly what we got. And as far as the women go, I mean, coming into
That
the
was a
tournament,
crazy game.
minus what 20,000, we almost just we
Heavier
that was almost
favorites than the men.
that was almost the biggest upset in arguably like basketball history if they would have lost that game to France and they won by 1 point. And the girl on France, her toe was on the line. France was down 3, her toe was on the line, she hit the shot and it counted as a 2, game over. They won by 1.
Yeah, I saw that, and everybody was holding their breath in America because that would have been something if they ended up losing. Maybe they could have used Caitlin Clark. That would have been the big storyline if they didn't win the gold.
Literally,
But
if they would have lost, it would have been like, oh my God, should they have taken Caitlin Clark?
yeah, but they handled business, and you had to think France on their home court. I mean, they're in their country, so you would expect some fire from them. But two good series, and great to see them both bring home the gold as expected. I don't think we'll see these guys ever again. KD also becomes the first person to win 4 gold medals.
all-time
In
Olympic
basketball
leading
record.
scorer too.
Yeah, so we won't see. I don't think we see any of those 3 in the next Olympics. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think you will either. Next team's gonna be like I saw some of the projected next
Chet.
team. It's like Chet. It's like all the guys that were there this year:
Chet,
Tatum,
Ant,
Anthony
Ja.
Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson. They have in there.
Maybe Jalen Brown.
Paolo Banchero. I didn't see Jalen Brown on the next one either.
They hate Jalen Brown so much.
Yeah, they hate Jalen Brown. Who was it? Banchero.
Not Cunningham, right?
No, there's no. They didn't have any of the rookies this year.
Um,
I'm trying to think who else would be in that.
not Ja, right?
Tyrese Maxey was the third guard. The guards were Halliburton, Brunson, and Maxey. Then the 2 guards were Ant. Who was the second one?
You have Booker and Tatum still?
Booker and Tatum still.
Chet.
Bam's still on there. Chet is the new guy. There's like 2 I'm forgetting. Banchero, I said him as a 3. There's 4 guys. There's 4 other guys.
Yeah, so we'll get some new faces, which will be fun to see. But it was great to see these guys capture again and call themselves the Avengers.
I don't think Derek White probably won't be on the team next.
No shot.
next time.
No shot.
Yeah, he's already 32.
Drew Holiday, no.
Yeah, Drew Holiday, no. Joel Embiid, no. He's not even going to play for
He's going to play
America
for
again.
Cameroon
Yeah.
or Morocco. I don't know who it is.
Well, they said he could have played for France. That's why France was booing him so hard.
Yeah, he could play for anybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people that have a lot of
Davis
different.
won't be there next time. But you also might have some of these young
Bronny
guys.
James.
I was gonna say some random young guy could
Yeah,
come onto the scene
within the
and
next
not.
1 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun though. I love following that. I just like that there's some meaningful moments, and we got some great clips and photos of our guys that led this generation.
Yeah, I did like the memes of Anthony Edwards with Kevin Durant. Those were funny.
Little brother, yeah.
Alrighty, another point here in the NBA. Exciting for Ace and Mackey. The Boston Celtics will kick off the new NBA season by raising their 2024 championship banner and receiving their rings on Tuesday, October 22nd. And one of their most historic rivals will be there. The Celtics will welcome the new look New York Knicks to TD Garden for the first game of the 24-25 season. Ace, you're here to talk about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I got to save the banter for a better time when Mackey's here to talk about it with me. But I did want to get it on our radar because I just think what great scheduling to get Boston, New York in the title raising game. So excited for that. I mean, they earned all the rights to it. And the Knicks are up and coming, so we should get a good basketball game there too. But yeah, that'll be exciting. I think that might revitalize their rivalry a little bit. I know that they didn't get to match up in the ECF like everybody was hoping for. But I think that could be a playoff series somewhere down the line that has a lot of meaning. So a good way to kick off the new season.
Ace, the total sidetrack back to baseball here, but we were talking about Herman. He just came in relief for Keller in this
Oh God.
game.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's 8-1.
Tell me
That's
the game's over.
put him in there for a couple innings. Oh Christ! Then you got Mr. Blown Save Bednar getting warmed up. It's 8-1, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is more of a you and Mackey thing. I like how you said when you were putting the note in there. You said exciting for Ace and Mackey. I think it's more just exciting for you.
No,
But
Mackey will be hyped at that time because he's gonna be so hyped if they end up beating them that night.
Mackey could spin zone that as like oh yeah, watch them lift the banner. We'll get up this year. Next year they can invite the Celtics to MSG.
Or it just could be a precursor to what we see in the ECF next year. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, that would be good. That's what we wanted last year. No one wanted to see the Pacers get there.
Right? Nemhart, the nemesis.
Alrighty, exciting
You do
stuff.
forever have that over Mackey.
Yeah.
Until they get past
The owner of MSG.
Pacers.
Nemhart.
Exciting stuff out of the NBA there. Not too long there till the beginning of October when that season kicks off. So we'll definitely touch more on that between now and then. But jumping into some more Olympic stuff here, Team USA takes home the most medals at the Paris Olympic Games in the summer of 2024 with 126. China and America tying for gold medals with 40. Any thoughts on these Summer Olympics? Overall, some of the roughest conditions for the athletes and patrons. Poor quality in the medals, especially as Paris said they will replace the damaged ones, which is all of them. Due to the poor quality and poor planning of where they got them made and where they sourced the materials and stuff for it. And I've heard I've found out this is the cheapest Olympics ever out of Paris. So it costs $9 billion, which is nearly $6 billion less than the next cheapest Olympics. So nearly like 30%.
Weren't there doubts coming into this though? Like they didn't even have the clean water to swim in and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I mean the surfing was 10,000 miles away, furthest ever. The Seine Canal or whatever you say it was not clean by any means. They had 8 years to figure it out and they couldn't do it.
I saw that guy who was the skateboarder for America who got the bronze. He went out partying with his medal. He came back. He said, "I guess this wasn't meant for the send."
Guess it wasn't. Yeah, that, and it wasn't even bronze.
Yeah,
So whatever. I think it's just whack that
that's
these
so lame.
athletes have to sleep on cardboard and like I don't know whose fault it is. Is it the Olympics committee's fault or is it these countries'
Both.
fault? They're not taking better
It's
care of
both.
their athletes.
It's
Like,
got to be both though.
Well,
Because you should
also, like,
enforce it better if you're the Olympic Committee, and you should, if you're proposing that much money to host Olympics, make it worth it, or else you're not going
Yeah.
to get it again for a while. I can't.
I-
We won't see it again there in our life.
no, we won't.
I also think like there's certain countries and certain teams like Team USA basketball. They don't stay at the Olympic Village
Right. And
because they make
They
enough
know.
money.
Mhm.
They take budget from the NBA and like from their because they're all NBA players.
Or they would even pay
I
themselves
forget
to not
what
stay
they
there.
said how they get it. They stay at like this insane hotel in France. Like that's where they stayed this year.
I hate
or,
to
like-
say it. Like we know about these. You know that where the Olympics are 8 years out. So in my opinion, Team USA basketball is picking up the phone right now saying, "Hey, we need 20 rooms at your hotel for the Olympics," and they're going to go, "Absolutely, we'd love to have
Mhm.
Team USA at our hotel."
Yeah.
Who I don't care who it is. It can be frickin' the breakdancing team. Like who cares? Like it's just the idea of like that hotel can sell rooms 8 years out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the money's guaranteed to come too.
Right. Like they're
Like
going to
LA
pay for them whether they use them
LA
or
in
not.
4 years.
Bang. Like and we knew about it 4 years ago.
I think
Like,
America's. You know what's nice though? It sets the table for America to really outshine this one.
so, and I've heard in previous years that teams were
I've also heard it's going to be a fucking mess, and the U.S.
yeah.
isn't ready for that many people to be here. And
Oh,
for
I
the
believe that. I believe that.
Well, what's it called? They already announced is in like the middle of Iowa. Like 3 of the events are in the middle of
Yeah.
Iowa or something
Yeah.
like that.
The track
We-
and field stuff's going to be in like the middle of nowhere. They said.
Yeah, and something else I heard, but who knows where are they going to put all? I mean, it's not going to be in LA,
It's
we're-
mostly they said SoFi Stadium's the main hub for like.
right? But they can't build Olympic Village in LA.
No.
It's going to be 40, 50 miles outside the city.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I've never
stinks.
been to LA, so you would know more than me. But like,
Yeah,
I believe that though. There's already so many people there.
there's no room.
Jesse,
Like,
I think you should kind of lead into our next point here with those Summer Olympics though. It is kind of cool that they're getting some new sports.
I agree. So I think they made some right and wrong choices, but we'll see here. So next Summer Olympics will take place Los Angeles 2028. Call it the U.S. if you will, because I really don't think it's all going to be around L.A., but
Mhm.
we'll see. New sports: flag football and squash. They're bringing back baseball, softball, lacrosse, and cricket. Breakdancing on the way out. See ya. And boxing is yet to been cleared for the 2028 Olympics.
They should have boxing in it. I feel like that'd be a
I
great
think they
one.
will.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
So
matter
does
of
the host country get to pick the sports?
No, it's gotta be the committee, right?
yeah, it's the Olympic Committee. I think it's just like they.
Flag football is so weird, dude.
That's so weird. Yeah,
But baseball, softball, lacrosse, I think those three you gotta have lacrosse on the come up now. Baseball and softball, I love that they have that back. Cricket, that's crazy to me that it already wasn't in it.
I kind of agree.
Like that's such
But
a
like
big
maybe
game on
it's
the
just
world stage.
who knows? I don't know. I guess I don't really understand the whole picking
All I know is
process.
Team USA cricket had a big win this year, so maybe we have a chance too.
Yeah, and Australia is really good at cricket. Like there's a lot of good
India.
countries that are really good at cricket.
Yeah.
I
So
mainly just saw they're adding baseball, and I'm like, all right, cool. It's another
Lacrosse is
version
sick
of
though.
yeah,
yeah.
lacrosse will be cool too.
And you know we're gonna
I
watch
I
flag
can't watch
football.
I can't watch lacrosse. Like when people say they can't watch hockey because they don't know where the puck is, I just relate it to lacrosse because I have no clue where the ball is when I watch lacrosse.
Yeah, you
No
can't.
clue.
Yeah. But
It's inside of a.
it's a pretty
And
intense
they're
sport.
like three guys are going like this because they don't want you to know who has it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know who has it.
I have a
Squash.
bird's eye view
Do you
on
think
that.
squash is a precursor to pickleball eventually getting in there?
Oh, 100. Seriously, 100%. Like I think pickleball
The
is
tennis people are so mad in the
tougher.
comment. I was reading a bunch of
They should
Instagram
get rid of
comments
some of
about
the
that. They're like,
fucking ping pong
tennis is the
events.
athletic version. Oh, ping pong's great. You got to keep ping pong forever.
That's why China ties us with so many golds every year
Yeah,
because they
they get
win
them
like
on ping
all
pong.
5 ping pongs and they win like all 5 diving events.
Yeah, but we also fumbled too many bags with our golds. Shout out Noah Lyles. Take that COVID mask off. Get us another ring, and we would have beaten them. Come on.
Yeah, how about he didn't even have to sit out or anything?
The one was
Fake news, maybe.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's a
The
dog,
one-
though. He has
the
some
other one. I
crazy
mean,
takes, but he's a
usually
dog.
like US won or did we get most golds or tied for most golds
Tied
and then
for
won
most
most medals?
golds. Won
Most
most medals
medals
by a
tied for
lot.
most gold.
Our men's swimming, like back in the days of like Phelps, dude, we used to take Phelps used to take 8 events, and that would be how we get most of the majority of our gold, kind of similar to how China does in those other sports that I just named.
Right.
U.S. men's swimming only took 1.
Well,
I think it
also
was a relay.
the woman snapped off too. Huff, you're
Katie-
also the woman took like 63% of the American medals, which is nice
Yeah.
to see.
They were
Which
leading
makes
for the
sense
first
though.
like 8
Which
days or
makes
9
sense.
days.
That makes sense though when you think about America on the world scale. Though we give the most opportunity to our women, and it's only growing too. So look at that kind of come to fruition. But other than that, I mean, the men's team, Huff, you're referencing swimming back in the day. We also had the best swimmers of all time with Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte.
Yeah.
Those are unheard of. Like Katie Ledecky numbers though, that's crazy.
Dude, I was gonna say she won most of the swimming ones. The men only won 1, and it was the only swimmer I really know left is Caleb Dressel. I think he was part of that or the relay that won. But what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, but like you said, most of the women's won. I feel like the women mostly win they were winning a lot of the individual sports, and then obviously like women basketball won.
Gymnastics
but like men
dominates.
was winning. Scotty Scheffler won a gold medal. It's 1 gold for you know what I mean, like.
Or Team USA basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say that counts as 1 gold. Like imagine.
What
you know
about
I
what
mean?
about our Team USA women's soccer though? Automatic lock every time.
Did they win?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, lots of good stuff here this week, boys. Like I said, we're gearing up here. 22 days till the the NFL season. NHL and MLB or NBA are fast approaching, so definitely got lots of stuff to look forward to getting further into this year. And this is about going to wrap up in a week or two. Here, our season 3. We're at 150 episodes, so
NFL coming along soon. Let's
Yeah.
go, boys.
means we're close.
Baseball season's still here, Huff. You can cheer for us if you want.
Yeah, I definitely I'm getting to the point where football is just the only thing I
Taking
care
over,
about.
it's absorbing your life.
Yeah. I was hoping to be able to root for a little playoff run, but we'll have to wait till next year.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it here for us this week. Make sure you check us out on all our social media platforms. Thanks for joining us, and that's all we got. Anything else, boys?
No,
I
let's
think
let's
that's
go.
it.
Follow those
thanks for
plays. We're starting
listening.
to. We're gonna keep cooking on the MLB card. Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Okay.
We'll see you guys this weekend, next week, whenever for live stream / next episode. But thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.